ceded a bit of ground at the top of the table, and it's Chelsea and Arsenal who are clawing them back. They're level on 28 points each. Manchester City, with that big win for them, they're moving up to 4th. And for Manchester United, well, Newcastle in the top half, and it's United who are down into the bottom half of the table after dropping points. The first defeat of Ruben Amorim's reign as Manchester United manager. Southampton rooted to the bottom of the table. Ipswich move up to 18th with Wolves down at 19th, making up those relegation places. Set pieces and defending set pieces as well, somehow, with Arsenal. What did you make of that performance and his reaction to that performance tonight, and highlights for you from it?
I need to give credit to Arsenal because they have a plan B, in my opinion. They can play good football. They have great players, attacking football. But when things are not going right, now we stick to set pieces. Mm-hmm. And they are really, really good at set pieces thanks to the coach, who is
Nicholas
coach.
Yeah.
Right? So maybe this is a lesson for other teams in the league. Maybe you need a coach like this. Because this is really smart when the set pieces are taken and you're defending a corner kick. Obviously you're watching the ball and the Arsenal players are coming from behind your back, so they can surprise you and get into the ball quicker than you. So this is really clever way of taking set pieces. I mean,
it is definitely a growing trend. More clubs do have set piece coaches, don't they, now? And he came from Brentford. They obviously had to replace him, and it is something that I think you're right. Coaching teams are growing. Alan Shearer just congratulating Mikel Arteta there on his victory, which is his 150th victory as Arsenal manager tonight, on the 500th competitive fixture here at the Emirates. He's on his way, as you can see, down to see us. So I won't furnish you with more stats about tonight. Let's just wait for him to come over and say hello. And congratulations. Would it surprise you if I told you that for the last 15 minutes or so we've been chatting about set pieces, mainly?
You didn't do enough for the last week or so. You hate set pieces, Leo. Theo. Yeah?
A little bit.
Yeah,
Not too bad.
Theo's actually kind of musing the idea that opposition teams, he's surprised they haven't worked a way out yet to disrupt a little bit more your set pieces.
I hope they don't.
He hasn't given them any ideas, don't worry about that. Obviously, it is a weapon in your armoury. Dimitar was just saying, when things might not be going well in other areas, it's something you can rely on. It's an area...
Absolutely. We want to have the ability to score from every phase of play, you know, and as he said, if something doesn't work, something else has to work. It can be a magic moment, it can be an individual action, it can be a short counter, it can be a slow build-up, it can be a restart of play. The more resources you have, the better, more difficult for the opponent. We were very, very efficient today on set pieces. We weren't that efficient. We had big chances inside the box in open play. So at the end, we won the game, so very happy.
And that's an impressive stat. You've got more chances from corners than any other team. Goals, obviously, coming from those chances than any other team in Europe's top 5 leagues. You're the masters at it.
Let's continue. If we are the masters today, we have to continue to work and continue to be the masters.
And of course, in the first half, you were a little bit frustrated, maybe.
Yeah.
Tell us about how you changed.
Two things, especially because the setup that they had, we were a bit late and a bit doubtful, and you cannot do that against that structure, especially in the high press. When we regain the ball, we get the ball away a few times, and then we had the structure and find the advantages because we gave the ball away in the next pass. And against this team, if you don't glide together and then you put the ball with the wingers early enough to be tight, it's very difficult to have the structure to counter-press them. We did that much better in the second half. We get more dominance. We open them up better.
What's the message at half-time then?
A few things that we have to tweak, and a lot of things much simpler with the ball. That we gave the ball away and started to play in longer distances. That against this team you cannot do that.
Mikel, when you arrive here, you use what you had in the dressing room and you won the FA Cup. And it's fascinating to see how then you work on having a team that everyone could work without the ball. Then it becomes on the ball. Then you added the set play, because obviously we talk about set plays, but you need to create the 13 corners that you created. Man United had 0. So now you got a goal-scoring threat from every aspect. I'm sure you're very happy off the ball. Do you think that now the team is complete to win the title?
No, obviously this is down to the players and the quality of the players that we have. That makes our job much easier. Individual actions as well. We need to create more magic moments like he used to do, and threaten more in behind like Theo used to do, for example. These things that we can still improve a lot to be more dominant, but I think we are in the right path.
Mikel, would you be pleased with obviously a few changes tonight with Kivior coming in, Zinchenko. How pleasing it is for yourself to have players like that who haven't played a lot of football but have come in and had a very solid performance tonight.
Great point. Very pleased because obviously there is huge demands in a match like this. They haven't been exposed enough to play. In the Premier League, Jakub was the first start. I think Alex the second one. I think the first one was at the beginning of the season. So to come at this level against this opposition and to do what they do is big credit to him. That's the way they prepare. But it's so pleasing as a manager because you need everybody and they have to feel trusted, and they were thrown there today and they did the job.
There are certain players you have who are clearly key to the success of this team. And when Martin Odegaard was missing, there was a wobble in the side. He's back and things seem firmed up. Gabriel obviously not there tonight. And in the first half, it looked like you were missing him in those set pieces. In the second half, William Saliba said that you managed to find people to stand up. How is he and when will he be back?
Sorry, who?
Gabriel.
I don't know. We have to wait and see the next few days. It's nothing too serious, but today was a big risk to play him, and that's it. About relying on other players that they have the capacity to play, and they've shown that tonight.
We're very thrilled for you. You got your 150th win as Arsenal manager, so congratulations on that. Well, congratulations.
Okay.
And thank you for joining us. Thank you
so much.
Thank you.
Take care. Roberto. See you. Thank you.
Thank you. He's a very impressive orator, isn't he? He comes and when he's won, he gives you a good description of what's happened out there. I imagine he's slightly more animated in a dressing room, though, having seen him kind of behind the scenes.
Yeah, and as well, I love the fact how insightful he is as well because, going pre-season tour with the club and he actually got all the grassroots coaches together and he was so open and honest about everything he wanted to do with Arsenal, how his whole structure of where he became to become a coach. And I just find it fascinating that he wanted to share so much. And as well, at times, of course, you need to keep your set pieces intact. But teams have to figure it out.
He's unapologetic about that, isn't he? He's not. What is it? If you've got something that's such a huge strength to your armoury, you're not going to apologise for it, are you?
No, not at all. And as well, like Dimto was saying there, the way that they can just adapt now and change and have players that can just affect the game in different ways and different times of the game, it keeps everyone guessing. And like you're saying as well, with the fact with the players that are unaware of what's going on, not just that, the whole fans feel it now, and it puts so much more pressure on the players that are trying to defend the set piece that they're even concerned about the fans now, let alone the players on the pitch.
Yeah, almost like when corner or set piece is coming in the fence, they're feeling it, let's go, we're going to score this. And Arteta being a student of Guardiola, we can say that, right? He always, in my mind, watching him, like to improvise, finding new aspects of the game, innovation, stuff like this. So I'm not going to be surprised if now we have the coach of set pieces. Maybe we have a coach of attacking options as well. Pretty much than NFL. NFL have coaches in the defense, coaches in the attack. This is how football probably is growing up and changing in a way. And we can see the results when we have a coach in the set pieces.
Okay, so we're just going to get the thoughts of Alan Shearer, our co-commentator tonight, who is with Kayana Freeman.
Alan, we've talked a lot about the set pieces and Arteta's just been at the table with the rest of the team. What do you make of him so far this season? Are you impressed with him and his team?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, they started really well. They had a bit of a sticky spell when Odegaard was injured, but their form in recent weeks, coincidentally, when he's come back, he's a huge part of the team, has been really good. Even when they don't play well, we know. I mean, tonight is a great example of that, how incredible they are at set pieces. I mean, there are so many things that have to go right for a set piece. First of all, the ball in there, then the movement, and the hunger and the desire to get on the end of it, then the contact with it. All right, they got a little bit of luck with when it comes off Saliba's backside, but they get the header at the far post from Partey. So when ultimately you don't play that well they didn't in the first half, they're improved in the second half. It's the little percentages of the set pieces, which is why you work so hard in training. And when they work tonight, it must give all the staff great satisfaction.
An essential player in the set pieces, Declan Rice, also player of the match. How do you judge his performance today? Great performance.
I think he held everything together. When they didn't have the ball, he had to do his bit. He made some really, really important tackles. Particularly second half, he was driving his team forward. I mean, there was once in the second half where he carried the ball at least 50 or 60 yards, and then they got the corner, and then his deliveries were just incredible. I think every single one of them was actually on the money and so dangerous and so tough to defend.
Newcastle, your team,
Yeah.
helped out Arsenal a little bit
Yeah.
tonight. That looked like a great match with a lot of goals. How do you see this title race shaping up?
Well, obviously Liverpool are favourites, and rightly so, because of the start that they've had to the season. But it's not all going to be perfection for them. They're going to have to answer some questions. I mean, they did tonight at Newcastle, but I think Arsenal are the closest to them. They're the ones that are going to challenge them. And if I don't see City coming back from where they are at this moment in time, I know they've got a decent result and they're back to winning, but I think they've given themselves too much to do. So I do see that Arsenal can challenge Liverpool, but it's going to be tough. They're going to have to be near on perfect, Arsenal.
Will Arsenal catch them up on their set pieces? Will that be the key to success?
Well, they're dangerous. That's without doubt, they're the best in the country at doing that. I remember years and years ago that we had the old Wimbledon team and we had the old Stoke team who were absolute giants and difficult to defend. Arsenal are huge. They've got the delivery. They've got the hunger to get on the end of it. So it's a great weapon for them to have.
Thank you so much,
Thank
Alan.
you.
Around them are going to drop points. You said pre-match, didn't you, that the team that finishes above City will win the league, and I said, well, even Liverpool, and you stood by that. They've made their comeback tonight. We'll see that in a moment there. But one of the most interesting things that came through there was him saying he trusts the process.
I mean, I was one of those that didn't write them off, that's for sure, Declan. No, trust the process, trust, he's talking about his set pieces there. I think we spoke off air about Declan would probably want to be scoring a lot more goals. He probably want to be on the end of a lot of those, but because he's his quality, he's one of the best gifted midfield players that Arsenal have, technically. It's like he says, it's like every time you go up, it's a goal and an opportunity to score. But yeah, trust the process, trust the development of where they're going to be at right now. Like he says there, February is when we can think about it. He wasn't really sure about the result tonight. When we were saying before at the start of the programme, our players aware, he really wasn't aware of that at all. That just shows how focused this team is right now.
And Ruben Amorim and Manchester United will have learned a lot about each other tonight. That was a good defensive first half display, but when Arsenal stepped it up in the second half, they were found wanting.
It was, and I admit that in the second half, the storm was here. Like the coach said before, he know that the storm is going to come. Today, the storm was here, especially in the second half. Set pieces, big problem. They scored 2 from those, and now it's back to the training ground to fix the mistakes from the second half especially.
Let's talk about those set pieces, shall we? In fact, why don't we have a little look at the first goal, Roberto, and then we can talk a little bit more about what Arsenal are doing so well. No surprise, because actually in the first half, it was only through set pieces that they had any attacking threat.
Well, I think we were talking about the how tight the game was, but that delivery makes every strategy that you work in the set play work. It's 6 players, and we're going to analyze it a little bit later, but it's that togetherness that they go 5 players. Some players, they know exactly who to block, they open the space, and with good delivery it's very, very difficult for any goalkeeper that stays on the line. And this is a routine that they practice, and today it was fascinating to see the best attacker in the corners has been Gabriel, and today was missing, but they found a little bit of an extra number, and they adjusted their strategy. So I think today full credit for Mikel Arteta and obviously Nicolas Jover, that he works in those details. And I think that shows something that it doesn't happen in any other league in the world. In other leagues, normally the team that he plays well normally wins. Here, let me show you about the set play. Something that is very, very unique. They got 6 players and they got 3 areas. Look at the first zone, the second zone in front of the keeper, and then the back post. The moment that the synchronization happens, good delivery is always in swing. Here's Declan Rice. You can have 5 players, 1 stays in the back, and then 5 players, 3 blocking. And if the delivery is right, that's impossible to defend. The first man of United had some zonal players, some man-marking players. As coaches, when we prepare this sort of strategy work, you know what the opposition are going to do. The uniqueness of this work of Arsenal is that they always find a little trick that make things impossible to defend. If the delivery is right, and I think Declan Rice said something that is, we believe on it, when you are disciplined and you do the perfect block and your perfect intensity, is an incredible goal-scoring threat that Arsenal have.
It is, but it is not a secret. And is there more that oppositions can be doing to disrupt this, whether it's positioning of their own defenders or keepers?
Yeah, this is something, obviously I don't want to take away what Arsenal do in their attacking structure, but I just want to see other teams try something completely different. Arsenal have now, Nicolas Jover's come in and he's done something completely different out of the ordinary, because Arsenal are now scoring at will. But I want to see maybe a goalkeeper change their position. Just actually put the question to whoever's taken the corner, Saka if it's Declan Rice. They look up, suddenly the goalkeeper's stood on the, I'm not saying on the penalty spot, but is in a different position, which then the players need to adapt.
But Theo, you remember, you suffered. We all suffered Stoke. And I think it's a great credit to remember Tony Pulis and the work that he did with the throw-ins. And it's exactly what you said. All the teams were trying to defend it in a certain way. You know what they do? Exceptional teams, when they do something exceptionally well, you need to find a different way to defend it. Here, this is the essence of the British game. This is the essence of the Premier League. It doesn't happen in other league. Here you got set plays and transition, because the physicality is more allowed, the referees allow the contact, are the two aspects that they don't happen in other leagues around the world. And the Premier League is almost the keeps this that we all suffered, and set plays and the transition is the two aspects that you need to really adapt to it to if you want to win games even when you don't play well.
Well, oh, hello. Thank you for joining us. Good timing, because we're about to have a look at the second goal. Congratulations.
Yeah,
we were just
very much.
analysing your set piece, which has been done by a lot of people so far this season, and still nobody can unlock it. Nobody can work out a way to stop it being so potent.
Yeah, of course, we did well today again. The coach of set pieces, he helped us a lot. Today Gabriel was not here, so we had to set up.
You missed him in the first half, I think.
Yeah. so yeah, we are happy to score 2 goals on set pieces because the game was tough today. And at the end we scored 2 goals on set pieces, so we are happy.
Should we have a little look?
Yeah. Okay.
Here's your goal.
Yeah.
Talk us through it. What's going on with the communication?
I'm a bit lucky, but a goal is a goal.
No, but it's not lucky to be free, isn't it?
Yeah.
You work a lot on getting
we
the free man in the back post. You got the three areas, near post, the middle of the goal and the back post. It's not easy to get a free header in the box as you get there.
Of course, we try to not give the clue to the opponent, so they don't know if we go first post or second post. So we work a lot on this, and we had like a lot of set pieces first half, second half. We keep to cross in the first post, and at the end we score at the second post, so it's good. Yeah.
One thing I've got to say as well, not just the set pieces, but defensively, and a clean sheet tonight. Obviously, Man United have come off the back of scoring a lot of goals and playing a bit more freedom. That's the other side. When you actually lose your partner in crime, should we just say, Gabriel, Kivior comes in and does a really good job tonight. That's really important for him, for confidence, and as well just to compete, because it's all about competition at this club. And, you've got to be very pleased with that.
Yeah, of course. We know that even after the break, we scored a lot of goals, but we conceded a lot of goals as well. Like the last week, we scored 4 goals and we conceded 2 goals just 5 minutes after. And today we did a great job. Of course, Gabriel was not here. He's a great leader for us, but Kiwior played very, very well. And it's good, we have to have this competition at this football club, and it's really good.
One thing, actually, that I want to just ask you is, what was the message that Mikel said to you going into the second half? Because
that was my question. You read my mind.
Sorry.
So
well,
it's good. I'm glad you asked it.
What was said, because the intention was different. You were more positive going forward, and Man United in the first half frustrated and really stopped the flow of your game. I mean, of course, don't give away too many secrets, but what is a big change in the second half performance?
I think we had a good first half, but we missed a lot. We play well, but we had a good intention, but it was not so good. And in the second half, we wanted to start well, and we did well. We just scored 5 minutes after the second half, so I think we did well. Yeah, he said we had a good first half, but we had to do a bit more in the last meter, and we did well.
There was nothing too much in terms of tactical changes, obviously a few personnel changes. How much did the way Manchester United set up in the first half frustrate you, though?
We knew that because we play this coach when he was in Sporting, so the coach gave us a lot of clues, so we knew how they will stay defensively and how they will press us, and we were well prepared, so and that's why we won today.
And how quickly did you check the Liverpool score when you got into the dressing room?
I was about to ask that as well.
I didn't know until when I went to the dressing room, so yeah, of course it's a good result, but it's not finished. They are still 7 points ahead, so we have to keep going like this.
Yeah, well, Declan was saying that last season was his first experience of being in a title race and not getting caught up in all of that. Is there a different mindset this year?
Yeah, I think last season it was a bit like close. Now they are 7 points ahead, but we know that the Premier League can goes quick. And we were first as well 2 years ago, and we didn't win the championship, the Premier League. So we know there is a lot of games to play, and we have to be first focused on ourselves, and after we will see.
Would you rather, right now, sorry, is
I was probably
be
going to
the
ask it anyway.
Yeah.
be hunting Liverpool? You know, of course, you're just saying there you're at the top and everyone needs to look up to you and catch you. Do you want to be that, to try and catch
Maybe
The hunter or the
the
hunted?
hunter or the
I just
hunted,
want
yeah.
to win the Premier League, even if we are second now, but
You
we have
know,
to finish first.
For everyone else, though, having you level at the moment with Chelsea, Manchester City back to winning ways, this is a very exciting title race
Of
to be
course,
part of.
Chelsea had a good start of the season. They have a good team. City, they are not so good now, but we know that they will come back. On Liverpool, they are flying. So now we have to keep winning games, because this season a lot of teams are good. So we have to be ready.
Good stuff. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for
Thank you
joining us.
very
We'll let
much.
you get out of the rain.
See you. Good night. See you.
We're back here on Prime, of
Yeah.
course, for the Arsenal game,
Yeah.
which is on the 27th. So who knows what position Arsenal will be in, or what the league will look like even in a few weeks' time. It's a time of year, you've experienced it as players and as manager, that so much can change. There are so many matches coming thick and fast. They've still got Champions League games to play as well.
Yeah, it's a period of time now in December of all these games thick and fast. It's really important for the guys to obviously recover in the right way, which they will, because that's set in their bones, really, it really is. But this is where you get a feel for where you're going to end up in the season. This part, you can pick up loads of points because teams change all over the place. We saw a lot of changes with United tonight, which started off really well. They really did. They asked a different question of Arsenal, but it's a period where you can make up a lot of points, and this is where people can.
Not only that, but I remember when you used to play, Sir Alex Ferguson was like, if we stay first in the table after Christmas period, we win the league. So it was always like very strict around this time of year. Don't go out, stay, train, concentrate. This is the moment where
How did he stop you?
the only thing he could say, stay home, train.
And
be
you did.
concentrate.
It worked.
We did. It worked.
Yeah, you knew at the end of it there was going to be rich
Well,
rewards
it was
and winning
worth it,
titles.
right? It was worth it. It's about winning the title in the end of the day, right? So you need to do what you need to do, and that's why it's so important. So many games, stay fresh, of course, get the points, and I agree with you. If you are leading the table this time of the year, then you have even more chance to win in the league.
You have a chance, but as we know, teams have squandered it, haven't they? Those kinds of leads. Let's have a little look then, shall we, at a save which could have put Manchester United back in the game. David Raya had to be at his very best, didn't he, to stop Manchester United getting back into the game.
And it is, and
Sorry, go on.
No, it's just, I was going to highlight that it's so important to have a goalkeeper that has got the number one shirt and he's got that belief. We saw Arsenal when he had a little bit of doubt. Now David Raya, and this is a fantastic stretch. It's technically, you see young legs of a goalkeeper that he covers the angle, but then he's a keeper that is fantastic with his feet as well. So when you got a fantastic keeper that he can start the play and then he can have moments like that, is a keeper that's going to give you a lot of points in this season.
And hard for a keeper, I imagine, to have to make his first save, deep into the second half.
Genetics, because they need to be ready for that moment that the ball is going to happen. Today was fascinating to see Onana. I think Onana had the biggest amount of touches as a goalkeeper had in 45 minutes in Premier League year, without a doubt. And the role of the goalkeeper has changed. The concentration of a goalkeeper playing in a team like Arsenal, Manchester United, they need to be ready for one moment, one key moment, and that makes a difference. And the position of the goalkeeper, I would say, is the second most demanding that there is now in the starting 11.
It's been 361 days since Ruben Amorim lost a game as a manager in the league, obviously, with Sporting. So, he's obviously come here with a fresh record in the Premier League, but he's found a lot out tonight about his players. He's found out a lot about the Premier League, I imagine, tonight.
For
Very
sure.
different opposition.
For sure, we're talking about watching the game that probably the Premier League is the only league in the world where you have so many players around the goalkeeper pushing, shoving, making chaos. Normally it's going to be a foul, but not here. You need to be strong. And that's why probably he was watching from the side and he was like, what is going on with my keeper? So you need to work on that, because obviously, as we joked, Arsenal is the new Stoke City, right? Depending on set pieces, which can give you the win, like it was today. A bit disappointed I am, though, that sometimes we are seeing more goals for set pieces, although goal is still a goal. But I want to see goal from open play, combination, attacking, flair, so something, the players that can figure something out, split the defense with a good pass. This is what I want to see. Sometimes it's not working like this, and I'm pretty sure Arsenal is very happy with the 3 points, which they deserved.
Do you think he would have been disappointed as well with the second half performance? Because obviously the first half they're frustrated. What was the change? You know, the players
They
coming
didn't
on, they
respond
couldn't
to Arsenal in the second half
they
in the
couldn't
way they did in the
catch up
first.
to speed. Yes,
Yeah.
with how it was. It was a big change, I felt.
In a way,
And just the fact that the players that came on, there wasn't the hunger, the fight and the energy.
Should we hear what he thinks? Because
And well done. 500th game at the Emirates Stadium. It feels like a big win.
Massive. Yeah, what a night. We obviously knew new manager for Man United. They've looked really good their last couple of games, so we knew it would be a test. But we stuck to our game plan, stuck to what we knew. And in the end, you know, I think we could have had 3 or 4, but it was a top performance all round.
I think it's also what's called being cornered. You cornered them. These set pieces, incredible.
Yeah, you have to believe in your process, you know. We believe in our process. You know, we keep at it all the time. You know, we never get bored. You know, when you go up for a corner, it's a chance to score a goal. You know, it's not a chance to relax and chill. So to score again on both of them, I know Nico will be buzzing, and yeah, I'm so happy for the boys as well.
Well done, Nicolas Joubert. In terms of the delivery as well, how much are you working on that? More than normal?
It's really tough because of the game schedule. It's hard. It's more just seeing clips, to be honest with you. I know what I need to do, and I know the weight of the ball I need to put in, whether it's front or back. So yeah, it's just repetition when I got the chance, but if not, it's just seeing where I can improve, and also depends on the opposition, you know. Yeah, I put in a few good balls tonight. Could have had a couple of assists, but to get one, I was happy with that.
And what does this result mean? We're seeing a momentum, aren't we? Coming back.
Yeah, for sure. I think when you have a blip in the league, you get written off, you know. And you know, we stuck together as a group. We knew that wasn't the case. The run of results we had weren't good enough, but we got together as a group and we knew we could be doing better. And now we're starting to see a turn of that, which is a real positive.
And the other bit of good news: Liverpool drew tonight. They dropped points, so you've closed that gap. This, in that sense as well, must feel good.
Yeah, it's good. Look, people get carried away with the title talk. I was involved in my first one last year, and you just need to be in and around it by February time. You know, I think too early to be calling what's going on. Liverpool have dropped points. You know, what are they still 10 above? 9?
7.
It's 7. So it's closer, but look, still a long way to go. We'll keep believing in ourselves and see what happens.
Declan, well done. Player of the match as well. Congratulations.